What's
Well,
up, Jay?
hello. Hey.
How's it going, man? Hey, I see we got a bunch of guys in the chat. All right. What's up? There's Daniel
All
Barry.
right.
We got Richie Fresh, DF, and Jimmy Jets. We got the boys, man. Oh, I can see you now. I thought you were a vampire or something. You were hiding out.
Right.
Just working, you know what I'm saying? Just gotta work, you know.
So, what do you think about the actual draft grades, man? Think that they were pretty spot on. DF gave like everybody an A plus. That was crazy to me. He just gave everybody an A plus. That is awesome. And I thought there was a lot of really good drafts. You know, sure in the later rounds it's kind of hard, but people got some good guys. The whole East got stronger, definitely with the draft.
I feel the Bills drafted who they needed. Regardless of the grade, it comes down to OTAs, training camp. It comes down to the season. It comes down to how they're going to execute. You know, as Buffalo, and all teams really. You know, and all facets of everything. With the Patriots, and for instance, before I go to the Buffalo here, the Patriots, they have a new coach. They did a lot in the off season with free agency. They did a lot in the draft. Can they put it together? Can it happen? I know Mike Vrabel is a good coach, and I know he'll get him there. But the thing is just like the Jets a couple years ago when they picked up Aaron Rodgers, can they put it all together, stay healthy, and can they be that playoff team that everybody expects them to be? And then with the Dolphins, they've lost a lot of they've lost some things. They have some holes. They picked up a lot of good things. They picked up that Kenneth Grant that a lot of Bills fans wanted. I kind of wanted him, but then it is what it is, right? But it happens. Is Tua going to stay healthy? Is he going to get hurt? Is he going to play a full season? Are they going to be able to keep him?
Hey, Sylvester Stallone. Nice glasses, Stallone.
Right?
You remind me of Cobra or something. Remember that old show?
Right. And then the Jets, they got a new coaching staff. They have Justin Fields as their quarterback. I know a lot of people are not happy with him. I'm actually excited for Justin Fields and the Jets. I would like to see him do really, really well.
Me too.
I want to see Justin Fields do. I want to say oh look, Justin Fields. Everybody was down on him. Yeah, I get it. He was a bear, but you want to know what? I like Aaron Glenn. He was the offensive coordinator. The Lions, they've had so many injuries last year, and they had to plug and play with a lot of things. And I think Aaron Glenn, Aaron Glenn he's gonna help that Jets team, and I think this is gonna be
definitely, dude.
I think this is gonna be the most competitive.
Yeah, me too. I was thinking the same thing.
For the AFC East, I really
the whole East got stronger, dude. It's gonna be fun as crap.
And Jimmy Jets come in there saying, Anthony, what the hell is wrong with the Bills taking 2 defensive tackles written? Hey, you know what? We're trying to get up there. We're trying to beat these Chiefs and Mahomes and Andy Reid and Spagnuolo. But is it going to happen? I don't know, man. It comes down to capitalizing and the critical moments. Can the Bills? My thing is this. This is going to be my question all season long. All I got to say is this. Keep the shades on, right? Yes. I tell you right now. But anyways, is Bobby Babbage, can he get the Bills defense to be a top 5 defense this year? Can Joe Brady, can he be more creative in his offensive plays, and can he be better in the postseason than he was this past year? Can the offense to step up? I would like to see. Me personally, I love the Bills. I love my Bills. I want them to beat the Chiefs and go to the damn Super Bowl. Is it going to happen? We'll see. It's only a matter of time. The season's just about to start. Right now we got training camp for the draft. We got OTAs, preseason, and then the real season starts, right? But the real season honestly starts now. It starts now, because if we don't take care of what we need to take care of now, we're not going to be where we need to be in the season going to the playoffs.
For real.
But anyway,
Hey, I'm going to start letting callers in, buddy.
all right, by all means.
Let's do this, man. This is the post. This is the after party. So this is about the calls. What is
BF,
up?
my brother from another
So
mother.
we got the dude with the beard and the dude with the glasses. What's
Heck
going
yeah.
on? How you doing today?
Good, bro. How are you?
Oh, other than a lively little chat going on and
Well, I hear
the
you.
round table there, everything went
Got
well.
it stirred up a little. I
mean-
did that myself.
I really thought that kid's mom would have taken the iPad away from him before that happened.
I
like
watched
the
who was
Ricky
going in and out of chat, and I noticed the second I muted one, the other account came in because he's done that before.
Yeah, I could tell it was the same.
And then I call him out on it, and he's like, "Oh,
Yeah, well,
look at me! I can type 2 words on each account at the same time. Well, congratulations! You're
It was
using
like-
2 browsers."
he's like saluting himself on his own accounts.
What's funny is he insulted King, and King wasn't even the one that freaking muted him. It was me.
right?
Yeah, I was
That's
like-
everything.
Oh
was like,
my god!
Oh, you caring for it. And then I got a little out of line. I shouldn't have said what I said. But, I mean, in real life,
Oh, you Karen.
guaranteed people aren't going to say that shit to me,
At least not to your face,
Not to my face, they don't.
right?
Oh,
Yeah, I'm going to add DTN on here, boys. And I'll be right back. I have to go grab another barley pop.
All right.
Gentlemen?
I like what Richie said. How you doing, DTN? I like what Richie
I'm doing
said.
good, Richie. How are you, Richie?
DTN in the house.
Dwayne in the house as always.
What's up, buddy?
Oh, doing good. I'm just gonna stick around for like 15 to like a half an hour because I got some like homework to get done, and obviously it's just been a lot this week, especially with like content and then homework.
How's
all
school
like
going?
School's doing good. It's almost finals week, so like I have to worry about finals next week, and then probably once I have time when I don't have work, I'm probably cover like some OTAs and whatnot. Because man, I'm excited for OTAs now.
Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. Let's get it going, man. I like what Richie said. He says my monkey's getting moving hard when the schedule comes out in a few weeks.
Oh, that's right. The 14. I'm curious what the schedule's gonna look like.
How come they didn't talk about Elijah Moore at all?
I like Elijah Moore. Dude, he's a good grab.
He's an ex wide receiver, runs the 4.35.
I should have said something the other day when
What
or at
were
least
they
had-
thinking that talking about the Bills signing Elijah Moore? We missed Dan today, man.
Yeah, that's the
exactly.
thing, though. In the chat, they were talking about Elijah Moore, and there was some haters and stuff. But I'm like, look, the kid was never a bad receiver. I think he had
He
some
said bad quarterbacks.
Yes.
What's that?
He just had bad
He just
quarterback.
had bad quarterbacks.
Well, and
If
I'm not
he's-
even
the
going to go.
kid's going
all
to
the way-
get 100 targets this year, like he did the last 2 years, and only average 8 yards with that kind of speed. You got another thing
That's
coming
just
with
it.
Josh
I'm not-
Allen.
I'm not going to blame that all on the quarterbacks either. I'm going to blame that on his receiver coaching because position coaching is very important. And also the coaching that was there for him wasn't really there for him.
Or
You
do
know,
what they call him.
If he had gone to like the Chiefs or the Bills or somebody beforehand, I mean, honestly, even if he would have gone to like the Chargers or somebody first, he would have been trained. They've really put a lot of
Smoke
training in the
2.0.
pardon.
I'm calling it right now. He's Smoke oh. 2.0.
He's got some wheels, dude. If you could get him open, get him some good position coaching to where, I want him catching 1,000 balls a day. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing,
Work on
though.
those hands a little bit.
Here's why I say that, because you have a big, fast wide receiver on the X, and the quarterbacks are going to be like, yeah, I'm going to bump and run you that, and then they're going to go back 10 yards, and then we're going to throw a bubble screen. They're going to be like, where did that 15 yards go?
For
And
real.
that's what Smoke did for the Bills very well.
Yeah.
So
Well, and the
our
Bills
wide
got good
receiver room
coaches.
is stacked.
They'll fit that kid where he fits. They'll literally. The coaches at the Bills are, in my eyes, just as good as coaches just about everywhere else in the league, if not better. You guys have been proving it by being one of the big dogs for years now, and with your coaches, I think they'll see how he excels and where he excels and put him in those positions. Positions to excel his own career, to beef his stats up. Maybe not a lot but that kid can get downfield, and Josh has got a fucking rocket for an arm. So,
And by the way, King,
yeah, buddy.
I have a little gripe to deal with you. You were never going to get Grant. If Grant slipped that
never
far,
wanted
he wasn't
Grant.
getting past Buffalo. I got news for you.
Oh, I never really wanted Grant. It was Tre'Veon Henderson I wanted, and the Patriots
okay.
took him. Ah! Killed me, DTN.
What have I done to you? I didn't want a Tre'Veon Henderson. I wanted like
What?
edge
How could you
rusher.
not want him? That kid has got so much potential. The sky's the limit for that kid, man. Probably my favorite kid in the draft, for real.
My guess is like Elliot Wolf and Mike Vrabel went like best player available, so that's what they did. So
You're darn right he was. I mean, and other people had running backs ranked above him, but the way he could fit into a gadget situation or run his head straight through the middle, or, I mean, pitches, out routes, he can catch passes and he can block too. Like he would have been Jerick McKinnon. Remember Jerick McKinnon at the Chiefs, where you were just like, how the hell did he get that one again? I mean, he was just always there and on time. And what a great back he was. I think Henderson has a lot of that potential.
Yeah.
You guys are
Why don't you talk to me about Kansas City's draft?
Man, I'm really happy. We got Ashton Gillotti. This kid.
Gelati, yeah.
Yeah, this kid's my favorite one of my whole draft. Okay. Pretty happy we got Royals at the end. As far as like our last pick, that was a snag, man, for real. He's got a lot of potential. The big kid we took first looks really good. We got a bunch of good ones, dude. But I really think my favorite one has got to be that Gillotti kid. Just put him there next to George Karlaftis, and I really think he's going to just cause havoc, bro. I mean, he's terrifying when you watch him on his highlights and stuff, too. What happened here? Did you freeze? Did I freeze? Did everybody leave? I got Anthony and DTN are just...
I had to do something. I apologize. I said in the chat I'd be right back.
Oh, you're good, bro.
Yeah, I knew Buffalo was going to get Elijah Moore. I knew they were going to sign him as soon as they said that he was visiting Buffalo yesterday, or 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I knew they were going to sign him right away. I knew they were.
So I was happy with some of the defense that we picked up for KC. I mean, they're looking in the future, and Spags is just going to be happy as a pig in slop, man. I mean, we got some guys, dude. I'm glad that they addressed some more tackle positioning. I know that we did fix that with the free agency, but we got to look to the future too. I was really hoping to get. I wish that we didn't have to have so late a picks, because all of the ripe stuff was kind of picked through, and we had to go strategic. The Bills and the Chiefs both. We had to be very strategic with our picks because we're not getting the freshest fruit. We don't get to, pick it right off the tree. We had to get what fell on the ground when they picked the good one,
It's more who's going to fit in your system and how well they're going to play with the team.
And so this is where I think that a good GM and coaching crew can get together and they can see who's going to be a good fit later on. Because it's just every 5 years you got a whole new crew, basically, right? You can't pay everybody beyond 3 years.
Royals was your diamond in the rough, in my opinion. You guys needed
You think so?
that 50-50 grabber for your future.
Tell you
He's
what,
not gonna
bro.
start this year very many snaps, but he's your diamond in the rough.
Up here at Utah State at the Aggies in Logan, it's just over the hill from me and Anthony. And it's a mediocre team at best. And that kid shined all year, like all year. So, yeah, obviously a gem for sure. He's got some juice, man. He's like, what, 6 foot? He's got pretty good speed. I mean, and he's got some hands, dude. When I watch him on his stuff from when he was up in Logan playing, I mean, Logan puts out a gem once in a while. I mean, that's where that kid from the Packers, Jordan Love, came from. Was that same school? And they're not known for being the greatest football team, but gosh dang, they show some flashes of greatness in certain positions sometimes. And quarterback and receiver, they like to go score if they can, you know. So up in Logan, that's all they get. They get beat up by BYU, by the Utes, you know, and they just still keep fighting, and they end up getting a couple of guys here and there. I think they should be looked at in the draft even more, though, because there's some of their linemen may not be the biggest, but they sure have the biggest hearts and stuff. You know?
King, I got to interrupt you. Anthony, you're going to have to remove that background because they're going to tag the Buffalo Bills football that's in small writing above you. That's trademark.
See it. I see it.
It's 100% trademarked.
Did you pay for that, Anthony?
So use the same background, edit it, and just put a blue stripe right over it. Same color.
Yeah, we can work on that.
Very well.
What's your you look like you're
They're not going to care too much about a minute or 2 minutes, but if it was on the whole video, they'll slap you in the rear once.
I mean, yeah. I mean, what I did was I took a Chiefs thing and I just changed a bunch of colors on it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's the easiest way. You just change some colors. Instead of like red and gold and white, it's just black and red. That works. Anthony, you look like you're ready to go out and jump in that special forces vehicle and head off into combat. Look at you with your glasses on, looking like Stallone. That's awesome, dude. I'm liking the beard that's growing in good, bro.
Yes, it is.
What was that movie? He had those glasses that was going against a biker gang. Oh, hell.
So Richie Fresh.
What was it?
Richie Fresh. So I have the flag because I paid my own money for it. And I'll be goddamned if somebody's going to say I can't put it in my video if I paid my own money for it.
You can, because it doesn't have the actual team name on it.
Right. It's just a flag, but I did pay money for it. And I'm supporting that, and I would like it if other people bought that flag from my team. That's my team. There's ways that I could reverse it. You know, do that mirrored thing. I think I could do that right now, but I'm not gonna.
Richie Fresh, it's you can have logos and you can use like helmets and stuff like that. You just can't have anything that has the actual full team's name on it. They'll tag that.
Richie Fresh said something else. Yes, Richie, we got that, man. Thanks for the donation. That's for me and Anthony's coffees. That was awesome, man. Heck yeah. This say. You know, YouTube's actually pretty cool. I watch more YouTube than I watch anything else like TV. I don't watch TV anymore. I don't go to movies. Hollywood's gone nuts. And on here, I can find guys like you guys, and we can get together and talk about real stuff, like our real feelings about stuff. It's interactive. I like that. The interactive part is, I think, my favorite, because I can just let you guys hop on and tell me what you think about your teams or my team or whatever, you know. And yeah, I think we've got a good thing. I like YouTube a lot. And yeah, maybe some of their things, like their algorithms and stuff, maybe that's needs some work, I guess. But I've never really had any problems. I'm not hitting anybody's algorithm. I'm here strictly.
I remember the name of the movie, Cobra.
Yeah, Cobra. That's what I said before. Yeah, I called him Cobra.
Cobra looked over them.
Remember that boss car Cobra had? That was cool, man.
Yeah, that got totaled.
Yeah, what was that, like a 49 Ford or something? Ooh, it was a cool car. I don't remember what it was. It was pretty boss, though. Anthony does have that Stallone look from Cobra for sure. Nice. DTN, are you still here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. Have you been looking at Tre'Von Henderson highlights and stuff?
Yeah, I have. So basically, I was in the Discord with a couple of friends from Colby's Discord, and basically, we had no idea why we picked Henderson. But when me and a couple of guys saw his highlights, I was like, "Oh my goodness, he looks like he's gonna be used correct. He's gonna look like a god under Josh McDaniels. Like Josh McDaniels loves his running backs that are like pass catchers and can do multitude of things."
I gotta tell you, it just makes me absolutely crazy that you guys took the only one in the draft I really, really had all of that please hope for, you know. So crazy, man.
Then again,
whoa!
Running back.
Richie Fresh just kicked us another coffee, Anthony. Thanks for the donation, Richie Fresh. You're awesome.
Nice. Thank you, man. Appreciate it, Richie.
Want to put that thing up?
Yeah, let me
want to, buddy.
Here.
That's very cool, Richie Fresh. Much appreciated, man.
Let me take a look.
Give me a second here.
Absolute salute, Richie. You were one of the great ones, bro. Anthony, I like the way you hold your mouth when you do that.
Souped up 1950 Mercury Monterey.
It was a 1950 Mercury Monterey.
Yeah, it was souped up.
That's good.
It had a 400 small block in it.
Oh, nice. Nice, dude.
Where did I put it?
You know, back then it was just cubic inches were where your horsepower was. They didn't have no turbos or fancy stuff on their dealios. Gosh, when I was in high school, all you were basically just on motor gas, you know, pump gas and motor. So what you got here, buddy? Did you find it?
Yeah, right there.
There it
I
is.
can
Add to. There it is. I wonder if I can do that on the other media thing. Let me see if I can change this. Boom! Nah. Got it. I know that's probably hard to see or whatever. There it goes. Good job.
Bam.
So,
I'm still learning. Even though I know what I'm doing with computers, I'm still learning, apparently.
so we're doing. This is the only thing that I don't like about the YouTube is when they do like the super chats. YouTube gets like freaking a huge percentage of that, man. You know, and something like this. What is going on, you guys? Richie just hit it again. More coffee.
Lord have mercy. Thank you, man.
Richie Fresh, thank you very much, brother. Awesome. Man, he just dropped us $10, bro.
Wow, nice.
I mean, You better drink more coffee, man.
It's all good,
Awesome. I get any more, and you're getting a steak dinner, Anthony.
right?
Everything that's done to that Venmo, boys, is absolutely split 50-50 with me and Anthony. We started this show together. I had the channel for a while, but this is my bestie, and I kind of need him in order to feel like I'm not just super awkward on here. I mean, he's like my support cast member, right? Oh,
Richie's calling in.
I'm gonna let him call in. Hang on, let me post this thing again. I think that is it right there, buddy. All right, I'm going to pull that back down. If somebody wanted to donate, they could off it or go backwards a little bit and get it there. Let's see. All right, I think we're back. What am I doing? There's back to that. Okay. Now, I think the call-in thing is posted on there. If you guys want to call in, if Richie would like to call in, I would be freaking super pleased. I like Richie Fresh. He's awesome.
Do you
And you
realize
guys-
something that I
Yeah.
did you guys realize something that I did not realize in the AFC East roundtable?
What's that?
Since Dwayne mentioned about the guys not mentioning about Bill signing Elijah Moore, they didn't talk about the Jets making an announcement that Jordan Travis is retiring.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
They really didn't. I was on Richie's channel earlier though, and he was talking about it, and I know Connor's been talking about it too, for sure. That's kind of a kick in the butt too. Hey, bro,
Richie.
What's up, Richie?
brother?
what's happening, man?
What up, Richie?
What's good?
You know, life is good, brother. Life is
Cheers,
good.
man.
Yeah, cheers, man. Woo.
What bourbon you sipping there, Richie?
I like how you know his bourbon. Just Jameson and ginger ale. Usually
I work at a
it's-
liquor store, so I kind of know what they look like.
Oh, nice.
Hey,
Nice.
Anthony, I'm gonna marry DF. If
Right?
he's working at a liquor store,
Oh, Lord.
that's a win-win situation.
It was too light for it to be a bourbon. It had to be some kind of whiskey.
Amen.
Well, you're at a liquor store, right? So I usually do Four Roses is the cheaper one, but I usually do Four Roses or oh my God, why can't I think of the? I got three short on the shelf too right now, but then I got oh my, I'll think of it.
I like me some rum, bro.
I got
Yeah,
two of them
sure.
you should try: Buffalo Trace and Angel's Envy.
Angel's Envy, I tried. Buffalo Trace, oddly, I haven't. Even from Buffalo, I haven't even tried it yet.
Actually, Buffalo Trace is just the name. It's not from Buffalo.
Oh no, I know.
Man, we need Mike Slade up in here. That guy knows his
Right.
booze. Yeah, I mean he's a Vikings fan, so he kind of, obviously he's one of the loyal kind of people, right? If you're a Vikings fan, still, you're still loyal, right? But yeah, he loves his booze. He knows all those things.
I can't.
I
think of the
try
other-
to stay away from the whiskeys. I'll have some rum once in a while, but usually just stick to what is up with this, Anthony?
I'm a whiskey man. I like Jack. I'm a Jack guy. So what's up?
Jimmy,
Wellers.
what? We just got a big donation from Jimmy.
Really?
Yeah, like a 20, bro. That's fat.
Thank you, Jimmy. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Basil
take Anthony out
Basil
and buy him
Hayden.
something nice to wear.
What's that, Richie?
Pimp me out.
Basil Hayden's my other favorite.
Okay.
hmm
Ooh, cool.
Basil Hayden has a nice one. Basil Hayden
Yeah.
toasted caramel, and you think that it would be really sweet, but it's not. It's really smooth.
Never had that one yet. So what? I got there late to the table tonight. Obviously, what? Did they talk about Brandon Beats' childish outburst the other day, or what?
I don't think it was childish.
No.
I'll tell you what happened.
Well, I'll break it down, but if you go ahead first. Yeah.
No, go ahead, Richie.
No, I wouldn't, maybe not childish, but like for a GM, I mean, you don't see Howie Roseman, you don't see a lot of these other GMs going on a show. Not to mention the fact they didn't really shit on the draft too much. GR, man, I'd listen to some of their back stuff. They didn't really shit on it. Like my whole thing is I'm 50-50 on it because it's like Brandon Beane's acting. He still acts like Josh Allen's great, obviously, but you already know where I'm going with this. He acts like he doesn't need any more weapons. He's like, oh, we focused on defense, which is fine. I'm glad we had the draft that we did, but my whole thing is this: like, you're hoping that Keon Coleman rebounds in year 2, and also if we have an injury at wide receiver minus Elijah Moore that we signed today, we're screwed. Like Josh Allen can only take us so far.
Well, we have Jeff Palmer.
Well, okay, but if one of the guys so then you're hoping for Josh. Let's say, so who gets injured? Like I'm giving an example, but who gets injured?
Nobody ever gets injured. Let's never say that.
That's too crystal ball for me.
Yeah, nobody gets injured. I don't even want to think about that, bro.
Well,
let's not talk about injuries.
Here's what I know by fact, because
teams get injured. We got to be realistic.
A half an hour before the GM even came on. And here's my problem. Jeremy White last year, justifiably so, complained about our wide receiver situation after the draft.
Right.
This time around, it was very different because he was slamming the Bills trade on one trade out of the second round to go to the third for a wide receiver. Here's the problem. There wasn't one there. Even if we had that pick where it was, there wasn't a wide receiver for the value of the pick that was there. Who are we going to grab? Royals? I mean, that was literally the next best wide receiver there, and you're not going to get him in the second round. And we had other needs at that point in the third round.
Okay, listen, I want to do
I get what Jeremy's saying that we need the speed, but he wasn't. What's
the greatest
talking
draft
about us not addressing wide receiver in the draft, not how the team would look at the end. Did we still need another wide receiver? Absolutely.
Yep.
But if you're a radio show host that does the Buffalo Bills, you're expected at some point to a GM who's done a pretty good job outside of Elam,
right,
to be just slightly more respectful. Boogie Basham, that was, you know what I mean, that was if and if. But he's hit decent players in the draft. I just thought that Jeremy White going on and on and on whining about the wide receiver situation for literally 30 minutes was too much for Bean to listen to anymore.
Well, Jeremy White's a little bit insufferable in general. He is, but like Bean, the way he went on about, oh, this isn't fantasy football. It's like, what do you mean fantasy? So I took that as when he said it's not fantasy football, it's like, yo, Bean, we're not asking you to go trade for who's the Vikings wide receiver?
Jefferson.
Yeah, we're not asking you to trade for Jefferson, number one. Number two, what do you mean? Because that indicates fantasy football. We're not asking for that. I wanted Royals. Shocker. He goes to the fucking Chiefs. What a shocker that is. And then, like, and then the whole thing, it's like, well, this isn't fantasy football. Well, dude, if we drafted a wide receiver in the 4th or 5th round, they're on rookie deals. How much would that have possibly cost? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You guys, I want to put this out there, though. I think the Jets got probably the best player in the entire draft. That Membu kid, is that his name? Membu?
Yeah.
Oh, the Jets are the Jets, but yeah. I mean,
yeah, but they got literally the best player in the draft, in my opinion. You can say what you want about the other guys, and I know there's a lot of talent and everything, that kid is an instant production guy. Like instantly, he's going to be producing on the Jets. And then maybe Glenn this year, he's got this vision and he's bringing these guys in. And gosh, maybe he can see something we're not seeing. I think next year the Jets grab a quarterback.
And I'll say this: I said it on the East chat earlier. You guys may or may not have caught it. For some odd reason, people were hyping him up, and I finally watched highlights. Landon Jackson is going to be a nightmare for even the Chiefs. Like for the Chiefs, like Landon Jackson is going to be a fucking nightmare.
That was a steal of that, that area.
In your comment too, and I wrote a great long thing, but then I just was like,
dude, he is the way he like. Like I normally don't get high on draft picks, but like he's going to be a week 1 starter for sure. Pending some stupid bullshit where he shits the bed. Like he's going to start.
For real, yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of those guys that are going to be instant impact on their teams too. I mean, I think that Ashton Gillotte is going to be for the Chiefs, instant impact. I think that Membu kid is guaranteed. That's the guy you want, dude. He is a terrifying kid. There's no way you're gonna like get the better of him. Like he's a great big, just huge, like terrifyingly huge.
Right.
And I mean, I don't even know very many vets that'd be able to push that kid around. You know, vets are gonna be like, God damn it.
Anthony, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Actually, for both you and Richie.
Yeah.
Our defense, talent-wise, is probably top 4 in the league, top 5 in the league right now. If our defense doesn't look like top 3 in the playoffs this year, or at least top 5 in the playoffs this year, is McDermott's head going to be close to being on the chopping
I was just going to bring this up.
You think it's top 5 right now?
Dude, I was just
going to... You think your defense is boosted to top 5 right now?
Yeah.
With Landon, yeah, I think so. With the height, yeah, I think so.
With Landon, with Bosa, with Gregory Rousseau.
Oh, yeah.
With Oliver.
100%.
Now we got 2 blitzing defensive tackles on top of it against the pass.
You got to see it happen.
As long as we're healthy.
We got a cornerback that's got the ceiling to be a number 1 cornerback that's going to start at the number 2 right off the bat. Yes.
Dude, Jamie.
Other than safety, yeah.
Okay. I know you have our number, but if Landon Jackson pans out, the Chiefs. Yeah. I'm not trying to jinx us. The Chiefs don't want to play Landon Jackson and Joey Bosa. I'll tell you that right now. No.
I tell you what, dude. Last year, all you guys needed was some defense, and me and Anthony talked about this. You guys did great in the draft, for real. You guys got your defense, and I see Bills fans bitching about it, and I'm like, "Fuck, you were only a little bit away from beating us." And
you know why?
It's a little bit of defense.
Do you know why, though? Like, I mean, I can answer some of that. I can answer the majority of that.
Okay.
Because we're going to be in Josh Allen's 7th. We're going to be arguably halfway through that guy's career, and we haven't even made an appearance in the Super Bowl. Not win, an appearance. That's what we're getting fucking frustrated with. I'll tell you that right now.
You guys been to what, 2 championships though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, when you got a top 2 quarterback, you I mean, come on. Like
that 13 seconds was coaching. It should have never happened.
It's literally
now we're talking about a talented defense.
It's like having a great quarterback, but it's
McDermott better get it done this year. I'm just telling you right now.
No, so DF to answer your question, McDermott has 0 fucking excuse. He basically got what he wanted. It's almost like McDermott was drafting. He got what he wanted. Yeah. Basically, it's And I don't want to hear this shit.
Shut up here for Buffalo.
Yeah, and I don't want to hear this shit of I don't want to hear another mulligan for McDermott after this coming up here. Well, they're rookies. They were just drafted. It's like, come on, dude. Like you could every year it's a different excuse. Like it's so ridiculous. Like what did I don't know, DF or Anthony, if you guys were in Rico Buffalo Fanatics, the Rico Report, then Rico and Bot do their shit. The one guy on their show, they were doing it they were airing the draft. They were doing that together. Mm-hmm. and they were saying like the one guy finally said it. I thought I was the only one. The one guy brought it up. He's like, you also married to McDermott. They go, do you really think Josh Allen would regress without McDermott? Like, maybe in Josh Allen's rookie or second year, but McDermott isn't a necessity anymore. I hate to break it to anybody, but like he's really not. Like Josh Allen will be just fine without him.
I mean, I think Josh Allen would be just fine no matter where you put him. He's that good. He's a good quarterback, dude. I wish the Jets could find a franchise quarterback because I think Jets fans deserve something like that. I think Aaron Glenn is bringing back a really cool culture. He seems to have Jets fans' numbers. This is the most finicky fan base I've ever seen. They're just like if you're not a certain way, they don't want anything to do with you. They didn't cotton to Gase. They didn't cotton to Salah. And honestly, Gase was a reach anyway. I don't think he's even quality enough to be a real head coach anyway. I mean, the only reason Gase got famous was because he let his quarterback make all of the calls, right?
No Hackett.
Like literally, and then Aaron Rodgers comes in and he's got Hackett. Why? Because Hackett lets him do everything he wants to do. I don't think Aaron Glenn is going to put up with no fucking banana in the tailpipe, baby.
By the way, riddle me this, King. How dangerous would Josh Allen be with an offensive-minded head coach?
So, yeah, if Josh had Andy Reid, it would be sick.
Josh Allen has 2 Super Bowls right now, at least, with Andy Reid. 100%.
I think he would probably have as many Super Bowls as Mahomes has, and that's 3 wins. And 100%. he's been to more than that,
I'll say this. I think if oh my gosh, I just drew a blank there. Brian Daboll, if he didn't coach the Giants, I think we probably would have made it to the Super Bowl one year with Daboll. Yep. I really do.
Well, and I'll say this too, back to the whole Brandon Beane thing, and I don't mean to beat a dead horse with that, it's just hilarious, but he looks like, and I looked at the schedule, like he did whatever, and it's like, he's like, we were second league, we scored 30 points, and I said something on the Buffalo Fanatics channel, and they somewhat disagree with me, but I'm like, okay. I'm like, I love my Bills, man, but we also beat the shit out of a lot of bad teams last year too. So, like, we beat the shit out of Jacksonville. Like, that 30-point, what is it? That 30-point, whatever Bean was talking about, 30 points per game. It helps when that number goes up when you beat the shit out of teams like Jacksonville and other teams. Like, I'm not trying to crap on my own team here, but like, that matters, dude. You beat up on a few bad teams. Like, the reason why
you guys were 40-pointing bad teams this year, man.
Right.
And I'm like, why are you
look at our
showing
schedule?
Everything you got? You guys are showing all your cool plays on shitty teams. Save that crap for the playoffs.
Hey, at least we didn't pull a Miami Dolphins and put 70 on Baltimore.
Yeah, really.
I mean, that would have actually been, if you could put 70 on Baltimore, that's a statement right there. That's a statement. You guys already own Baltimore. Right? Don't you? Don't you guys just own Baltimore?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we lost to them once, I think, in the last 3 years. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we beat them twice in the playoffs.
I mean, all of the big guns own Baltimore. I think it comes down to their coach, Harbaugh. And he's probably one of the greatest coaches that have been in the league for the last few decades, right?
Yeah, but in my opinion, he's like Tomlin. He's been there too long. People don't want to hear that, but he's –
everybody knows
they have a choke artist for a quarterback.
The other Harbaugh that's over at the Chargers is going to have an easier time because people aren't used to his game like they're used to.
Right.
Oh, Harbaugh over in the Ravens,
Is Chargers the threat to Kansas City this year?
The Chargers are always a threat to everybody, and I got to be honest, that's a quality team. That's a bunch of hardworking guys. Maybe not the best of the best, but they're a bunch of hardworking guys, and they got a work ethic over there and they'll sneak out of nowhere and just beat your team's ass, and you're like, "What the fuck? Who is that?" The
I'll
Chargers.
tell you, man. Like, I still think you guys could win the. I still think you guys win the AFC West, but they're not going to make it easy on you, man. They drafted pretty well, dude. Like,
They really did, and so did the Raiders, dude. The Raiders are stacking up. The Broncos are stacking up, bro. It's not easy at all. I mean, well, and you guys are about to start feeling it too, because the Bills fans are going to have to put up with the Jets coming up.
hey,
The Jets are not staying down forever. They're coming up, and I think their coach is going to bring them up. But the
put it
Patriots
this way:
are like
the Jets are.
instantly going to be a contender, dude. They've got one of the best coaches in the league right now. Chiefs fans love Vrabel. Okay, I got to tell you, when he worked with us, everybody in the entire fandom was like loved him. Just where we were on his side, we loved everything he did. Just a good coach, right? And he's a take no crap kind of guy. And so he got rid of all of the old Belichick guys, just swept them right out the door, right? And then he got rid of every single captain that team had before he got there.
Aaron
Well, let me
Glenn
tell
is-
you a little bit about
Aaron
what the
Glenn's the key
Chargers did
piece
in the
over there.
draft.
Wait, hang on one second. What would you say, Richie?
Aaron Glenn's the key piece. The Jets have never had awful players. It's their culture there. The only team that's a threat to us, and I'm not being arrogant, the only team that's a threat to us this year that I'm not really worried. The Patriots. I stand my prediction. The Patriots will surprise everybody 10-7 wild card. The Bills will finish their season at 12 or 13, and the Jets, pending a miracle coach changing the culture, the Jets make a wild card if Aaron Glenn gets up their ass. Like,
Okay,
that's
cool.
the only way.
What I looked at the Jets, though, was 8 or 9 wins this year. And then next year, push. Next year, possibly even they get a franchise quarterback. Because I think next year's quarterback class is going to be a lot better than this year's.
Right.
I mean, this year's was pretty wishy-washy, dude. There was 2 guys, maybe 4 guys that were going to be able to play in the NFL. And, like, that whole Shadur Sanders hot mess. I had to say about that.
You got to put Anthony's.
Oh, geez. Anthony. Oh,
The Browns will have more wins than the Dolphins this year.
what? The Browns
Yeah.
probably will because of Joe Flacco.
If
Joe Flacco's
if Chris Greer if Chris Greer continues to like
I
fuck up
just
the
saw
entire
that.
Dolphins,
Died.
I don't know anymore.
DTN, what was that?
If Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel continue to fuck up Tua and the rest of the Dolphins roster, there's no way they're gonna compete with any of the teams in the AFC East.
Nope.
There's no way.
I love hearing DTN say the fuck word. That's just funny to me, you guys. He's so nice that you never.
But with the Jets, the only way I can see the Jets being like a playoff contender is if Woody Johnson doesn't act like an asshole to the entire team, because it seems like Woody Johnson, he's the cancer for the Jets.
Well, he's a
Unless
narcissist. Yeah, he's a narcissist for sure.
And that's the reason for why the Jets got an F for ownership.
You know, yeah, that was pretty rough watching that dude decide who gets to be on the team because of who's got a good Madden rating. That was what the heck, you know. And then letting Salah be fired mid-season was just mind-blowing to me.
That was the biggest mistake, in my opinion.
I believe that was an Aaron Rodgers deal right there. I mean, because Salah was like, nah, man, you're going to have to actually do work. And Rodgers was like, I don't want to work. I'm too cool to work or whatever. I mean,
Yeah, now he doesn't have a job.
rocks. And now he's unemployed. And nobody's surprised, you know?
Yeah, he's in Egypt. He's in Egypt. He's going to Egypt.
Nobody's surprised, dude.
I told Richie twice before 2 years ago, right when they got Rodgers, that he wasn't going to work out. He wasn't mobile.
Nope.
For
I remember DS.
leagues that
I
needed a
remember.
mobile quarterback, and I slammed him because he's nothing but vile to his teammates.
I mean,
Dude.
I totally remember, bro. But at the same time, we had high hopes. We had high hopes for Rodgers. Like, I wanted to see Rodgers go in there and be a mentor, but he's just not one of those guys, you know?
Week 7, not week 17. I remember like right after the Bills Jets game, I call out Richie just saying that Aaron Rodgers is overrated. Just looking what the Bills defense did to Aaron Rodgers and telling him that Josh Allen, even Mitch Trubisky destroying the Jets, and Richie just berated me saying that, oh, Aaron Rodgers is a Hall of Famer. In what world? Because Aaron Rodgers, he's a narcissist. He's a diva. No one wants to play for him.
Yeah, nobody wants him.
And I was
on
like,
their team, dude. He's just gonna try to bring in his own guys and be a cancer, you know.
like I thought
think-
Aaron Rodgers' career was over after that game against the Lions in 2020, at the beginning of
Yep.
2023.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to ask this, but who are the mobile quarterbacks taken in the draft this year? I forget. Like mobile quarterback wise, who was taken?
No.
So I'm really kind of high on Jackson Dart, bro. He's a kid from just down the road from Anthony.
Giants, man. The Giants. I think
Giants
they
got
got
really
the guy,
lucky.
man.
They took a
Oh.
quarterback that's going to make the Giants the best
Yeah,
team. in the
Jackson
league.
Dart just. I used to live in the city that Jackson Dart, grew up in.
Yeah.
And then he went to Roy High School, which is next door to my house.
Dude, you are like, I could chuck a rock and hit Roy High from your front door. And I can't throw far anymore.
Yeah. And then he went to
You guys, I got a friend in here right now. This is Diamond DJ, you guys. He's got a channel, and he hops on once in a while and talks about what he does back in his country home and stuff. And he's a good dude. Okay, this is my friend Diamond DJ. I'm super happy he's here. DJ, we do this on Thursdays, so we'll be here tomorrow night as well, and we'll start at what is it? What's Eastern, Anthony?
8:30 Eastern time.
8:30 Eastern. Yeah, 8:30 Eastern, and then Sundays we try. But I'm kind of liking this Wednesday and Thursday idea,
Mm-hmm.
because then we can do the after party from the round table, and then Thursday,
Well,
and then we
here's-
can have our weekends for the show.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, man. Don't feel any shame, dude. Plug your shit on the AFC East, man. You'll get more engagement, man. Plug your shit on there all you want. Fuck
I
it.
mean,
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's not
I mean,
a lot
you
of
guys, I'm not trying to be like swiping anybody.
I
just-
know, but
when I met you guys on there, we just clicked and we all got along good. And so I was like, hey, you guys want to check us out? You know, I'm not trying to. I'm
No,
not
I know what
trying
you
to like
mean, but-
charge people to call in and jump on this thing or anything. I just want you guys to enjoy a safe place we can talk real football. You know.
no, I'm not saying hijack their channel, but like, I mean,
Well,
You know,
there's a
they-
lot of guys over there that are pretty fucking volatile.
well, yeah.
and
You're
we all
such
get
a
along.
Karen.
Jamie,
Yeah.
I don't disagree on the idea of like advertising. Like, you should advertise because ever since they changed the Patreon pages, it's like I understand that Roundtable is now like a business and everything has evolved, but I just think that what happened in the past has been just so it's just been so bland with just Glenn and Lino. I just thought like more callers and like more more diverse of like different callers than just Glenn and Lino. I think it would have been a lot more interesting.
I got a new favorite here. Jimmy Jets just makes me laugh all the time. He's got good humor, bro. This guy's great.
Yeah, but I think with the AFC East, I think a lot of people are waiting to rejoin their Patreon because it has gone up in price. They're gonna wait till the football season to save money. I guarantee it. They probably wait.
Nah, I'm just gonna continue being a Patreon member for Colby because at this point I don't want to like drain all the money just for nothing. I just want to use my.
I
That's why I
love
just-
Kobe's channel, dude. I will go over there because that DTN, you've seen me over there. You guys are great, man. Like during the sad times, I would go on Kobe's channel And the guys that were still on there, still talking Patriots, they weren't dissing anybody. They only talked like real football situational stuff. And it was fun and friendly. And they're great guys on Colby's channel. You guys are. I realized that everybody wanted to be like, the Patriots, because they kicked all of our asses,
Yeah, right.
all of our asses for like 20
You want to know something funny?
But they're so great of a fan base.
You want to know something
fans are
funny?
cool. Huh.
I'm mad on all 4 of the channels.
Yeah, I know you are. You're the best mod ever, bro. You are the best. Literally, DF. If I could tell all of the Chiefs podcasters, if you had time, if I could have them let you be a mod, they would be so happy with you, bro.
That's
You
why
are-
I said. That's why I said in the chat earlier tonight. I go, DF's taking no shit, man. He's ready to ban people out.
he was kicking with that big boot, bro.
Coming in with 2 different accounts. Get out of here with that shit.
Jamie,
What I
how
was
long-
about to say, and I'm like, no, I can't. But what I really wanted to tell him was, Punk, speak
You guys,
life,
hang on.
else.
Jimmy made me laugh so hard. I gotta go pee.
Go ahead.
But I got to be the nice one in there, so.
Anthony, how long? I mean, I could ask him when he gets back, unless you know. Anthony, how long has Jamie had his channel for, like active wise on YouTube?
For a while. Let me see here.
Well, the reason why I say that is because Dan Mitchell, a lot of these guys, I don't know what Jamie's ultimate goal is, but like usually it takes 1 or 2 years. It takes a while, man, to get your bearings going for some odd reason. You got to wait on algorithm. You got to wait on all sorts of crap.
Mm-hmm.
So
We're getting
I like
there.
what
He went from what, like 10 subscribers to 152 within what, since we've been doing this since January. You know,
I like what he's doing, and I told my wife earlier. I go, I was laying in bed before I hopped on with you guys. We were just because that's what we do. I get out of work, we chill, whatever. And I was like, I'm going on. She just smiles and laughs because she knows he's one of the very few Chiefs people. You know, they have our number. He's one of the very few Chiefs people I like, and like he's good people. That's why. So obviously, I wish nothing but the best for him. So
I mean, I was like Florida. I lived in Florida in Orlando for a couple of years when I got out of the Marine Corps. And big Utah Jazz fan in basketball, and I was at this. I watched the Jazz play the Orlando Magic when the Utah Jazz went to Orlando, and that's when Jerry Sloan.
Did I lose my
the head coach and all
DTN?
that. And
Love you, DTN.
my buddy's son was heckling me. I mean, he's only 5, 6 years old, but he's 5. You know, he doesn't know any better. His dad should have taught him better mannerisms, better respect to people. You know. You just don't go kicking people and all this other stuff and expect to get respect from another fan base, you know, and I was not happy. I didn't say nothing. I just kept my mouth shut because my roommate was good friends with him, you know, and I was like, you know, I'm done and I'm over it. But, you know, there's a lot of fan bases out there that can heckle other fan bases and are ruthless, right? And the thing about what me and Jamie are trying to do is to bring all the good people and keep your trash gone away from this, because we're fans of football. Most importantly, fan of football first. And then, of course, we love our teams. You know, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, dude.
I want to see Buffalo beat Kansas City.
Oh, while you were peeing, I was talking you up, Jamie. Don't worry.
But at the end of the day,
I can see it, bro. Thank you.
You know?
Thank you.
but at the end of the day, you know, it is what it is. So
I try to roll right, you know. I mean, I try to roll right too. Yeah. Anthony always has. Anthony's like, he's like that real fan that goes, look, this sucked. Oh, it's our own downfall, but this is what we could possibly get to make it better. Maybe it works out, maybe it doesn't. We'll have to wait and see. And he's just, even in a loss, Anthony's still upbeat and happy. When our teams play each other, and if the Bills beat the Chiefs or if the Chiefs beat the Bills, we still hug before we split. You know, we watch the games together. We're bros. How in the hell could I hate a team that is my best friend's stinking team, right?
You'd be surprised.
I can't do it, bro, because like I'm watching the games when it's not against the Chiefs because I'm right there with Anthony watching every one of his games too. And so
Yeah.
I find myself rooting for the Bills. And then you guys come and kick our ass, and I'm like, get you in the playoffs.
So it's a double-edged sword because a lot of social media I feel like is toxic. So I'm not saying the way you get ahead, and I'm going somewhere with this, so bear with me.
Mhm.
It seems to be the way you get ahead is to kind of play a troll and a character, which Richie, TD, a lot of these guys do, right? To a point, they play a character. That's how they get their algorithms. Like there's a certain game you have to play, but do you really? And the reason why I question it is because you guys have probably heard of this guy. He's built his shit organically. It took him 10 years. Tom Grassi of the Packers.
Dude, Grossi is we got raided by the Grossi posse one time, dude.
Yeah.
And like so that's what he does. He'll
He's
find
good
out-
people, man. He's dude, I stayed up with I
He
needed
built
to
a
sleep.
million subscribers. He built a million subscribers.
being
Not yet.
fun and
His
silly,
football
dude.
knowledge, but a sense of humor.
Yeah, being fun and silly. When he
Yeah.
rated us, like I was literally watching his channel over on the side,
Yep.
and he rated us, and I was like, "What? The legend, one of the greatest YouTubers doing this sort of
Yep.
thing, Tom Grossi."
And
And he's
that's why Dan Mitchell's
on his
starting
computer
the
and
game
goes-
team right
he's-
now too in his
sideways, right?
channel
He goes,
because
One of
his
the
sense
greatest
of humor.
YouTubers.
Someone
Ooh.
starts going after Dan. Dan just goes all out on him.
Well, so the
I
thing is,
don't like it.
so my point is with Tom Grassi is like you always try to find. Well, sometimes I do. I try to find. I go, man. When I first started following him and watching him, and I'm like, man, how does he like? Is he really genuine? No, this dude's genuine, man. He raised $1 million for charity stream. He slept on stream. I watched all that, dude. It was friggin' nuts. Like,
Yeah, I was on there too, bro. He's
yeah,
amazing. But there's
like
20,
this.
there's 30, 40,000 people watching and typing in. And so there's
7 days he did
just
it.
going and
Well,
going.
my whole thing with him is he built. I followed him for so long for the past couple of years. I just know he built his channel organically. In other words, what he said, like he doesn't take many sponsorships, if at all. He doesn't take like you know how, and I'm not judging Dan. You know how Dan and Richie they take sponsorships, right? But like Tom Grassi built he's building his shit organically. He's at 830,000 subscribers right now. Last I checked, he's trying to get to 1 million. It's hard for him because, and I'm not shitting on Dan or anybody else. He's trying to do it on his own. Could he get sponsorships? Could he have 1 million right now? Absolutely. But
Probably,
he's trying to build it or get truly organic.
Well,
Like,
that's
it's
the
crazy.
coolest thing, dude. He got to announce a player in the draft, bro. Like they named him. They named him the #1 NFL football fan, right?
Fan of the year.
Fan of the year. That's right. He got the award. Fan of the year. That would just blow my mind, man.
Dude, imagine you being on the stage to announce the Chiefs like first pick, dude. That'd be nuts, dude.
I'd be like,
Right.
I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior and DF and Richie and Jimmy and John Paul O'Keefe.
Oh, dude. Speaking
A
of
list of you guys that have to say it. I'd be like, oh, these guys are OGs on my thing. You know, they helped me get
Dude,
started.
speaking of making picks, man, I was praying so hard for that handicap kid that made the Bills pick. You want to know why? Because last year we traded out of the first round. I'm like, please don't do that to this kid. I was so glad we stuck at 30 and pick because I was so happy.
They were
for
going
him,
to
man.
have him. They were going to rotate him to the second round if they did that.
No, I know, but like, I don't know.
That kid looked fun, dude. He was nice.
Yeah.
And he goes out there and he belted it out too. That was cute, man.
Yeah, that was great. Love it.
By the way, King,
Yes,
I
sir.
wanted to get back to the Chargers just for a second.
Yep. Let's do it.
Why have you guys been beating the Chargers the last few years? Because of their defense or because of their lack of offense?
It was their coaching. It's totally
Their
their coaching.
coaching and lack of offense. Wouldn't you agree?
No, because they had a good offense. They were beating the shit out of everybody else. I really think it was that we knew exactly what their coach was going to do, and now that they've got a Harbaugh, it's not going to be easy anymore.
Well, you know what Harbaugh got in the first and second round?
Yeah.
A running back that's going to be able to run down your throats and kill the time. And the probably the second best X receiver out of the draft, Trey Harris, in the second round. You guys your DBs are going to have your hands filled with that team this year. I'm telling you.
I already know this, bro. I already know this. They've only been getting better since Harbaugh got there, bro.
That draft was an A+ in my opinion.
Yeah.
Throw Baltimore's draft to the side. What they did in that draft was just crazy good.
I think so. I think they're going to be a troublemaker for us. I think that's probably the next up-and-coming West team. I realize that everybody's like, oh, look, the Raiders had all this much money and they're getting good drafts and all this other stuff. They got the Pete Carroll.
And then they shit the bed in the third round. That's the only reason why they didn't get a good draft grade. I don't know what world. Caldwell or Cadwell or whoever the hell it was. How does a defensive tackle play defensive tackle 240 pounds? I'm 6'1", 240 pounds. You think I can go out there and play defensive tackle? That guy doesn't have a chance in heck of doing it in this league at 240 pounds at defensive tackle.
6'1", 240 is a linebacker. It's a small linebacker.
It's a small outside linebacker.
You want a 6'2", probably 250 for a linebacker.
Yeah.
You know?
He's small for a linebacker. He's way too small to play edge.
I mean,
I don't know what they were thinking.
I got to tell you, though, I know some guys that may not be the tallest guys, but they will pick you up and shove you all the way across that road. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes it's more about the heart. Maybe he's just got the juice. Maybe he's so fucking strong he can pick up those 337 6'5" guys and just throw them out of the way. You know what I mean?
He knows leverage very well. He's got a huge high degree in ninjutsu background, so he's really good at his leverage.
There you go, bro.
But there's no way. There's no way a 310-pound he's going to do that to a 310-pound
Have you ever seen Rudy? Haven't you ever seen Rudy?
One play.
You know you rooted for Rudy.
One play.
I might root for the kid if folks are thinking that he can't do it because of his size. I think I might start rooting for that kid. Because maybe he doesn't need the big size. Maybe he's got the quickness and the strength.
King, I know you like underdogs, but that's ridiculous. Jesus Christ.
That's it. Every single snap he takes, I'm going to watch and I'm going to root for him every time. How's that?
Isn't Josh Allen kind of like an underdog story, even though with the talent and everything? I mean, heck, he had
absolutely
over 200 letters to every college, and only one college accepted him, and that was the University of Wyoming.
The universal thing everybody said about Josh Allen is you're not going to fix his accuracy.
Oh, that was too. You're right. You're right. I think I even said that too because the kid could throw.
By the way, Jeremy White on the Bills WGR picked Rosen. By the way, thank God he's not our GM.
No,
Jesus Christ.
You know, when Josh first came out, he could throw like 150 goddamn yards, but it just didn't. You couldn't tell where it was going to land, right?
Yeah, and then he learned how to hurdle a bar.
Year two, that became a little bit smaller. Year 3, it was dialed in a little bit more. Now he'll put it in a fucking bucket on the other end of the field.
Dialed in already. You heard him, Anthony Barr.
What happened?
Little Anthony Barr from the Vikings. That was
Linebacker
crazy.
comes in, he won't
I watched
run.
that game, and because Buffalo was an underdog, and I believe the Buffalo Bills won 40-3 or 40-0 or 40-2.
Oh, we definitely won.
Huh? Oh,
We
kicked
definitely
the
won.
crap
We were
out of
not
the
expected to
Vikings.
win that game at all.
Nobody expected Buffalo to win that game, and I was like, I'm going for it. No, we're going to win this game because everybody expects us to lose. We're going to beat the crap out of them. We did. I was expecting to put 40 points up on them, but god dang,
Off
it
topic.
happened.
That's fun, though. I mean, I remember when the Chiefs used to be that team that would put 40 or 50 points up. God, that was fun.
That was back in 27. That was his rookie year. That's when that happened.
I think so.
That
Yeah.
was Josh's rookie year.
Yes, he hurdled Anthony Barr. That was the
I
year.
remember that
If
hurdle.
I remember, if I could be wrong. Stand correct. If I'm wrong, please.
It
But
wasn't
I'm
year
pretty
2.
sure that the Bills beat the crap out of them. It was in Minnesota too.
Hold on, I got a video I gotta show you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Jamie, you're making me want.
It's not weed, I promise. It's
Yeah.
just tobacco.
Oh, yeah, I'm talking about that. I'm
Do you
talking about
guys
tobacco
know who
too.
Chisel Adonis is?
Who?
Chisel Adonis?
Chiseled Adonis. Yes. That's the
Check
Greek
out the
statue.
video in private chat.
Oh, I thought you meant the actual
And
Greek
someone
statue.
can copy it in normal chat for me if they can. So they've got some reference. And you gotta watch that video for 30 seconds. If you don't laugh at that minute and a half video, there's something really wrong with you.
I'm pretty.
So what's going on?
So
Pretty happy.
What's
I
going
stand
on with this?
corrected. I gotta correct myself here. It was that September 23rd game in 2018. The Buffalo was supposed to lose that game, but they won. It was 27-6. It wasn't a 40-point game. But
wow.
Buffalo came
Still.
out there. They scored 30. They scored 27 points in the first half. They dominated Minnesota that game. Minnesota was supposed to win that game.
That was when Minnesota was maybe like what, first getting into it was like a year into their little rebuild thing that we're seeing now.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, and they've slowly been chugging their way to the top, bro. Minnesota got a total A+ with their draft too. They got some
Anthony Barr's Inter Mario. That just gotta watch that video, man. It's awesome.
May 14th is on a Wednesday, the schedule release. You going to do a live on here so we can talk about it?
Absolutely, let's do it.
Well, because if you and Anthony are serious, man, like you guys come to Buffalo for your Anthony's first Bills game, you guys got to come for that. I mean, if the Chiefs are playing us in the blister cold, I don't expect you guys to come. But if it's like a September, October game, then you guys definitely got to come.
I mean, I'm okay with blistering cold too. Like,
I don't care. Yeah.
honestly,
Utah.
bro.
We live
Well,
in
my point is-
we live in the high
anyways. Winter.
My point is, I want to meet you guys in person. I'll treat you guys to wings at one of the places up the street from the stadium. My one buddy owns a bar, and so, dude,
Richie,
You don't have
how
to.
well do you know Abbott Road, Richie?
You don't have to try to do that
pretty
much.
well. I
now.
mean, okay, so you know what I'm talking about, DF. My buddy he's a co-owner of Sunny Reds, right on Abbott there. Oh my God, why am I blanking on other shit?
You
right
know
now?
where Lucarelli's is?
Yeah, yep. Oh, Daniel's Gin Mill
You
has
guys
good
go to
wings
that
too.
game. I'll be right down the road working right next to Lucarelli's.
Nice.
Then
Okay.
we're stopping in and getting some bottles.
Yes.
No, but my point is, Anthony and Jamie, the wings will be on me, dude. I'll treat you guys. That'd be.
I mean, I gotta buy DF dinner. I owe him a dinner.
Yeah.
And so, like, I'm gonna have to like get some to go and run them down there to the liquor store. I'll bring back some bottles.
Yeah. And then we could pregame or postgame here.
Yeah, dude, that's cool. Ooh, you got a sweet setup. That's right. He showed us his setup the one day.
Yeah.
He's got an awesome bar down there, buddy.
Yeah, I get out at 5. I'd be able to do that.
Ooh,
There we go.
all right.
There we go. So I'm totally
Well,
buying these.
Chiefs Bills will be a primetime game, so you're good there. That'll be.
That would
well,
be sweet fun, you guys.
I don't know. Last year we played at 4:25.
I don't
That
think
was
it'll be a prime.
You guys, that would be
There's
so
no way
much
we're gonna play
fun
the
for
Chiefs
me.
at 1 o'clock.
Even if
But
it's
anyhow, guys, I'm getting out of here.
okay,
Love you.
Dia.
Love you,
Love
brother.
you, brother. Thanks for
Telling
coming.
you, Chargers are going to beat a game this year.
Ah! Probably.
I'm out of here.
Have a good night, my brother.
Good night, brother.
No,
I'll tell you what. I'm excited. May 14th, the schedule comes out, and I'm interested to see what happens.
You know what, Richie? To me, as long as I could go with Anthony to his first Bills game,
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I'm down. I mean, I'm down. I keep trying to get him to go to these cheesy games that are other teams. He's like, nope, next game we're going to a Bills game. So
Yeah,
Well,
I
you
went
have
to
to,
a
man. The
Patriots
stadium
game, and
closes.
I'm not doing
The
that no
stadium
more.
closes. Our stadium closes after this year. You got to get to the one
Yes.
in the old Ralph, man. Like,
oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true, Anthony. We have to. I don't even care what game it is. Like, we can go against a shitty team so tickets are cheap. I don't care. You know, as long as we get to go to that stadium for you.
I'll tell you right now, man. Tickets for the home opener are always expensive as hell here, as I'm sure they are with any team. And then
Yeah.
normally, what's not an expensive ticket is going to be this year the last home game of the season before playoffs, of course. The last regular season home game of the season this year is going to be expensive. It's going to be a hot ticket this year for obvious reasons. It normally isn't because people are. Yeah.
You guys might already have clinched the AFC Championship, and you'll be sitting all the fucking starters.
Nah, dude, it's the last year at the well, you might be right, but who knows? I don't know.
We'll
It's
see what
all a
happens.
might or a maybe, but the Bills are a top contender. You guys have been since Josh got there. So I can see you guys sitting starters that game. So maybe really expensive now, but they're gonna drop.
Did you see the news on the AFC East? The AFC East and somebody else in the NFC. Who the hell was it? There's new jerseys coming out. They're coming up like the best way I can describe it. You know how the NBA does, like, they represent their cities on their jerseys and they look kind of some of them look god awful. Like, to be honest with you, like they're the color wise, like like for example, the Dallas Mavericks colors are like what, silver, blue, and black, but they're friggin' sometimes their jersey will be like pink, green, or whatever. They do that shit. So what the NFL, the AFC East and another division is the first one to do it in the next 3 years. The AFC East is going to be like the Bills. So our jersey, it's going to only be worn one time, and it's going to be like the Bills against the Jets or Bills against Miami or Bills against Pats. It's going to be like a jersey that represents your city. So like they're talking about like the Bills having like an all black uniform, but incorporating, like, if you've ever seen like the Bills black helmet, like a matte black helmet with the red buffalo on it. Like if you look that up, they're talking about having like an off the wall jersey, but sort of represents the city of Buffalo too. It's only going to be worn like one time.
I wonder what they would do if it was Kansas City. Would we have to have the team wear like suits made out of meat?
So like, yeah, the idea would be like the Chiefs would wear like all white, but then their numbers would be like red and then a silver outline. It would be like all like how how like the Vikings have like that. I think it's sick. They have like all white, but it's just like a slightest bit of purple for the numbers. Like that could be like what the Chiefs would do, for example.
That's
Like something like that.
I mean, that's cool. Those would be really cool jerseys to get one, dude.
Right.
But the problem is if you get a jersey like that and then you go somewhere to say an away game, people, it's like this, man. I was at a game in Arizona.
Right.
No, wait. Actually, I think it was me and Anthony when we were in New York.
New Jersey?
In New Jersey, yeah, New Jersey, and that kid was wearing an old Lawrence Taylor.
Oh wow.
But it looked like a Bills. No, wait, no, it had to have been in Arizona, I think. So I think I was at a different game in Arizona, and the Chiefs were like they beat the Cardinals like fucking 44-21, and the 21 points were all garbage time points too. And then this kid walks up and people are going Bills, and I was like, that's not the Bills, dude. That's the old Lawrence Taylor. And he goes, you're the first one, you know. I'm like,
LT was a bad mamma jamma.
yeah, seriously, dude. I remember those old jerseys, and it was a Giants fan, and like he just came and sat with us, dude. I took him up to the box. You know those $20,000 boxes that you can look to your right and see the announcers. You know, we were in that box and everything. It was owned by Kevin Knight Trucking, and God, he's a Cardinals fan, and my team just beat the living crap out of this guy. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, Kevin. I'm sorry.
So, Jamie, I think we're going to end up doing a stream on the 14th, on Friday the 14th, when the damn schedule comes out. Because we're going to talk about it.
Do it. We have to, bro. Let's do it, bro. That sounds perfect. Heck yeah.
Well, either way.
You guys, this was a fun night for me. We can hang out for another 15 minutes if you guys are good with that. This has
Maybe
been
Jets. Yeah, let's go to the Jets at Bills. I might crash that event. Maybe so.
Oh, you know what? I'll go. I like going to Jets games. I like the Jets. That's kind of like my low-key second favorite team. I wouldn't say the team is my second favorite. I would say the fans, the Jets fans, are my second favorite. And I root for their team because they're so awesome. And literally, my very first NFL pro game was Jets at Chiefs. The Jets beat the shit out of us. But that was like in 84. So I don't hold it against them. But I've always looked over to see how the Jets are doing. And I think maybe that's why I jump on all these Jets channels and chat with those guys. Because I like Jets fans. We sat by a bunch of Jets fans for that game. And I was just a kid. And boy, we had fun. I was like 14 years old. My very first NFL game. I think I was like 14. That was like 84. Yeah. But the Jets fans were nice, man. They were just nice. And so from then on, I think I've always just supported the Jets. I always hope that they will get somewhere one day. You know, Anthony's a Bills fan, so I definitely support the Bills.
Well, I think like
It's okay to fan that way. You don't just have to be a Chiefs fan, you know. It's okay to like other teams. It's football. I'm a football fan, you know. I like
I'm diehard Bills. I'm diehard Bills first, but I'll tell you, man, I don't know if it's a Lake Erie thing. I always hope, well, maybe because Deshaun Watson not so much anymore because he's an asshole. But, I've always hoped at some point Detroit and Cleveland would be teams to turn it around because they're blue collar cities. You know what I mean? Like they love their sports teams. That's what it is.
Totally, man. I feel that because so many Thanksgivings of just watching the Lions get the shit beat out of them while I'm taking a nap on the couch, you know. And you're just like, come on, guys! I want just beat them this year, you know.
When Carolina and Jacksonville became a football team in the NFL, I rooted for the Carolina Panthers over the Jags, but I just love the Panthers. I love their helmets and
Okay. I'm going to take that ball and run with it, Anthony. Yeah. When that happened, then they changed the divisions. They took the Seattle Seahawks from the AFC West.
Yeah, and they went to the
NFC West, right?
Yeah.
And so to me, I've always been like, fuck, why couldn't you just take the Raiders, man? Put them over there. Let me keep Seattle, you know. I know you call them the Sea Chickens and stuff, but I don't fucking like Seattle, dude. When they were AFC West, it was a really cool division. I mean, I was a kid
as a quarterback.
I mean, dude, they were fun, and their fans were always cool, and so I always just kind of had a soft spot for the Seattle Seahawks, not
Seahawkies,
not Sea Chickens, Anthony. But like, if we're gonna add more teams and possibly boost up the divisions to 5 teams again, I want the Seahawks back They should be in the West or AFC West. And I guess maybe in the back of my head, it's always been there that if the Seahawks and a team from the AFC West went to a Super Bowl, that's my AFC West Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? It's just a weird thing. I guess that's just me. I like the AFC West. I do. I really like all the teams. The Raiders piss me off, but gosh, they're pretty good, and they've got some good players all the time, you know. And they'll sneak on you. All of a sudden, they'll just score 45 fucking points, and you're like, you guys haven't scored a damn point all year, but you're going to 45 point us, you know?
Bowers,
Right?
Bowers is going to step up in his second year and be like a Travis Kelce, for God's sake. If he keeps going, man, he's going to.
Geno Smith, I think, is going to be a decent quarterback for those Raiders.
Yep.
This year.
You guys are
I think so,
killing me,
too.
man. Oh, the Raiders.
I know you don't like the Raiders. I'm just saying they're going to be a good
Don't hate
team.
them.
They're going to be a good team. They got Pete Carroll, man.
The hardest thing about that Chiefs-Raiders rivalry is I have to be like, oh, I don't like Max Crosby. Well, no, I like Max Crosby.
Right?
Damn it. It drives me up the wall, too.
You got to
because
respect him, yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
Howie Long,
he's
right?
fucking awesome, dude. I would like to sit and have a beer with Max Crosby. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, he's probably my favorite Raiders player since Howie Long was there as the last of the original Oakland Raiders. Okay, and so it's hard to hate. Oh my gosh! Yeah,
The Butt Pirates will sneak up on
Jimmy
you.
is killing me tonight, you guys. Jimmy's killing me
The
tonight.
Jets, man, gotta love them.
Can't stop laughing at the stuff he's doing to me. Yeah.
Gotta open up that window for it, man.
I was up in Idaho and I was doing a land survey. This was 25 years ago. This was before you guys had Android phones, okay? Do you remember the commercials that went like Android and then they had the phone that was a robot basically, right?
Yeah.
I was already on that contract for like a decade, putting in all the fiber optics across the whole entire Western United States as a land surveyor. And I was in a town in Idaho called Butte, Idaho. And they had one bar. There was like 8 trailer houses and a bar. That's the whole town. Like people were driving in from like way far away to go to this bar, and they were doing dart night. And everybody had like on the one team, they had these jackets that said Butte Pirates. It was the funniest goddamn thing. I bought everybody in their whole team a beer, and I was like, that is the funniest goddamn thing I've ever seen. They were the Butte Pirates. They were all really nice. And we did drink a lot of beer that night. That was pretty sweet. Butte, Idaho. It was up by Arco where that nuclear reactor thing is.
Holy shit.
Wait, that's Nevada.
So
Wait, is that
tomorrow-
Idaho? That's Nevada. Arco? Where's Arco? Is that in Nevada?
Arco?
We were we went the whole trip through like Wyoming and then Idaho and then Nevada and then up into, we went north.
Arco. No, Arco's in Idaho.
Montana. Huh?
Arco's in Idaho.
Yeah, that's what I thought, man. It was in Idaho. That's right. Good people, man. And good sense of humor too. The Butte Pirates. Dart players are
So
funny.
tomorrow night we're gonna talk. Maybe we could do it on the 13th, the day before, or maybe we could talk about it. Let's talk about the Chiefs' schedule next week tomorrow night. And we'll talk about. I'll give my prediction on the Chiefs' schedule and what they're going to be, and the same as well as you. And then the following week we'll do Buffalo Bills.
What you're talking about is who we're playing, not necessarily the schedule.
No, I want to predict the schedule.
Predict the
of
schedule.
when we're going to be playing and when our bye is going to be.
Oh,
But, and then when the schedule comes out, how close we are.
They're going to let you guys play us right after a bye. I'm not kidding.
Or before the bye.
Probably going to have another stupid early
At or
bye.
before. We're going to have it at or before the bye.
We had a real early bye last season. I didn't
After or
like
before,
that.
excuse me. We're going to either play before or
It
after.
pisses me off because you know what their excuse is? Oh, it's to keep the public interest in the middle of the season. Fuck that, dude. Put the Chiefs and the Bills. Like, give the Bills, the Bills home opener, not the Chiefs home opener because they're Super Bowl. They went to the Super Bowl. Give the Bills home opener the Chiefs, man. That would feed families, but they don't do that because they're like, oh, we want to keep the public interest. That's why we have you guys in the middle of
Public
the season.
interest. If the
Right.
Bills and the Chiefs played the NFL opener, NFL opener. Okay, what's that called? That was called the
season opener.
veteran.
It'd be the second best thing other than the Super Bowl. I mean,
The whole season opener. What do they call that, Anthony? I thought it was something with veterans. I don't remember.
Not that I know of.
Well, anyway, so if the Chiefs and the Bills played game 1 of the season, people are going to be like, "Oh fuck, is it all like this?" And then it's going to ruin the season for everybody else, dude. They can't do that to people because it'll just fucking destroy their entire seasons. They're going to be like, "Oh, sweet, if it's always going to be like this, maybe my Jacksonville Jaguars are going to do good at 3-13, 3-14 or whatever." Like, it's going to just ruin a lot of people's idea of how awesome football is. They're going to see one, and then they're just going to be chasing the dragon from then on.
Well, they're talking about Buffalo. There's rumor that's saying that Buffalo might play on Christmas Day.
I would hate that.
So that might be the game because the Chiefs are talking about playing every Christmas from now on.
Yeah.
Like, they're trying to put the Chiefs on every Christmas day from now on, kind of the way that the Lions and the Cowboys always get Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Well, and the good news is Christmas. Well, it's still a Thursday game, but Christmas is on Thursday this year.
That's going to be the game, guys. That's going to be our game. They're going to put the Chiefs and Bills on Christmas Day. Holy shit.
Like 3 weeks before we play again in the playoffs.
Yeah. So we're going to be past our buys.
Anthony, isn't that so condescending of us fans to be like, yeah, it's just going to be the Bills and the Chiefs in the playoffs again?
I
don't know if it's condescending, bro. It's been proven.
It's just funny, though, because you want to know why? Because Anthony knows as well as I do. We've been garbage. Well, Jamie, you know this, too. We've been garbage for so long that it just feels good to say that shit, dude. It's just finally get to brag about it.
I know, because, my whole life, until this last 7 years, it was just really hard. It was really hard. And so, yeah, it's fun to be able to go, fucking see you in the playoffs, bro.
Yeah.
We played you in the playoffs 4 out of the last 5 seasons.
Yeah.
In the playoffs.
That's crazy,
2
dude.
divisions.
Oh, my God.
AFC championships.
So that's just it. You guys need to really learn how to not face the Chiefs during the regular playoffs and only be in the championships. That's the way, Like, you got to make it that championship every year. You can't be setting it up so that you end up playing the Chiefs in the divisional round at all.
We just got to lose to you guys and not show our hand.
I mean, you guys do really show us everything you're going to do.
That's coaching. That's coaching.
Seriously, it's like what Anthony said about, I wish that the Bills could be more creative about their
yes,
play
exactly.
calling, But the thing is, how creative can you get when you've already 40-pointed every shitty team out there? And we've seen exactly.
In defense too, though, is that when we scored like 24 points and it's 24-3 in the third quarter, and then we bench our starters and we play our rookie, our second and third stringers, and they put another 2 points, 2 touchdowns on that. That's not our fault. I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
Some games I could see, but it's like it. I mean, maybe so, but last year, Buffalo. I mean, we were very creative going into that first playoff game, and then we got really good in the Baltimore game at the first half. The second half is when we laid an egg, almost had the Ravens almost came back and beat us. They definitely laid that egg, but then and then we just did not do anything whatsoever against that Kansas City Chiefs game whatsoever. We did nothing,
dude. It's psychological. Dude, it's psychological, man. You can't tell
Mhm.
We did not even look close to the team we did when we beat the Chiefs in Week 11 last year. Like
No.
we're a totally different team. We're snake bitten by the psychological factor of it, dude. It's
No, man, no. It comes down to this. Every single season, you have to morph to be one step ahead of the NFL. Example, number one example. The Eagles morphed into the baddest fucking running team we've ever seen, right?
Mhm.
And that was before anybody else could do it. So nobody was ready for it. Now everybody seems to think you have to have the biggest offensive line and the greatest running back. But Bills and the Chiefs are already a step ahead of that because we're going for straight defense and then good enough offense. Okay? That's all you need. Straight defense, stop that fucking run, and a good enough
You
offense.
got an MVP
Well, because of your
quarterback. We have an
defense.
MVP quarterback.
Yeah. And so when you can get your team, and I'm seeing it in the Bills doing this now because the Chiefs have been doing this. Boom, a long time ago we put 40 fucking points on you, but we didn't have a defense. So we put 40 points on you so that when you scored 30, we still won. Right? And then it started morphing, and then bam, we got a top 5 defense, right? But we still had a team that would score 30 points. And then over these last 2 years that we went to the Super Bowl, I mean, we went to 3 in a row, guys. One of those, the first one, we could score a whole shit ton of points. And then the second one we went to in a row, we just
was all the defense.
nobody could score on us, right?
Mhm.
And then that's the problem is everybody else was like, oh shit, you got to have a real high scoring offense. They forgot about their defense.
To
And
piggyback
then
off what AF,
last year, we were a top 2 defense in the entire football. My defense has only gotten better. Okay, and the Bills have done it. You guys are like literally on our heels with every one of these changes because you guys, boom, you've got the 40-point offense, but now you've beefed up a defense. Your offense is going to be a 30-point offense. You guys are doing it the right way. So it's coming, okay? I can't count you out because it's perennial. Every year you guys bloom too, you know? It's going to be so much fun this year, boys.
Well,
So
I
much fun. And you
Well,
guys, I know you only want me to go to Buffalo to watch the Chiefs Bills so you can watch my face when my Chiefs get their ass kicked. This is a bunch of crap. You guys are plotting on me.
well, to close this out for the night here, all I have to say is I'm excited to see what happens. I'm excited for the schedule to come out to see what's going to happen here. Buffalo has a tough has a tough home schedule this year.
Yeah.
With a lot of good teams, a lot of playoff teams. So
I mean,
it's gonna be
really.
what happens.
The Chiefs schedule is no easy one either.
Yeah.
No, I mean we're gonna have to fight for it, boys. But we got the teams that can fight for it. You know, right now.
Mhm.
Pretty soon we're gonna have to be contending with Chargers and Raiders and Broncos and Patriots and Jets and Dolphins. You know, because they're not going to just keep getting weaker. You know, they're making changes too. The whole league is doing that.
Yeah, everyone.
There are a
The Patriots,
couple of them.
they're making moves.
Patriots
They
made some moves.
all they have to do is just get it together.
And I think they got the leader. I think they got the leader that can get it together. Like I said,
It's just a
Chiefs
matter of
fans
execution.
love Vrabel.
It's just a matter of execution.
Chiefs fans love Vrabel. Until the first time he beats us, then we're gonna fucking hate him.
Well, hey, Richie, man, hey, thanks for coming on here. I love you, brother, and thank you very much for everything, for everybody.
Definitely, Richie.
But
You're-
I'm
Hot take. Hot
calling
take.
it for myself.
Wait,
Hot take before I leave.
I'll see you tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow.
Anthony, wait.
Yes,
Hot take for Richie.
go ahead.
After the draft I just watched, hot
Mhm.
take. Titans win the division over Jacksonville, get the 5th seed.
Oh, 100% now, yeah. Yeah, they got who was that quarterback? The first pick. The hell was
Cam
And more.
Cam Ward. Why do I keep thinking Dart when I think Ward? Is it the 4-letter name?
Yeah. For the
All right,
Giants,
guys.
they got their guy.
Richie, It's good to see you, brother. Thanks for
Good
coming.
to see you, man.
Good
All
night,
right,
my
guys.
friend.
Talk to you
See you
soon.
tomorrow night.
All right.
Anthony, that was fun as heck for me,
Yes.
bro.
I'm excited. Jimmy Jets, man. What an amazing man.
Dude, Jimmy Jets is so funny. He just kills me every time he comes on here. He's always got something funny.
Yeah.
And it's never like super mean. It's just comedy, bro. I love comedy. Oh, he's a genius. We got some good guys that come on our show,
Yes.
bro.
John
I
Paul.
mean, yeah,
get him calling
seriously,
out.
Jean Paul O'Keefe is one of my MVPs. He's always been one of my
Mhm.
faves too, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, bro, we're pretty lucky that we get to have fun like this and have such great dudes be
Yes.
our friends on this thing, you know?
Yes.
And I don't ever want to change it, man. I want to keep it so it's fun for everybody like this
Yes.
all the time. Yeah, man.
All right,
mean-
brother. Well,
Love you, my friend.
go ahead. What you were going to say?
I was just going to say, I mean, it's great. That's all. Yeah.
It is great. It's amazing. We get everybody on here. DF forever. You know, it's awesome.
Dude, look, they're still
Yeah.
they're still in here with us. That's so
BTN, man. Don't
it makes me
BTN.
happy, man. I
Yeah.
want to meet all these guys too. So we got to start
Yes.
going around the country and doing meet and
Yes.
greets, dude.
I
We'll
want to
go
meet. I want to
Paris.
meet BTN and now everybody. So,
Yeah, for sure. Much love and respect, my friend, and all of my friends in the chat. Thanks for being here, and I'm gonna go throw some food down my neck and then probably watch YouTube, probably watch YouTube videos until I fall asleep.
Still not getting in my car. I got you. Richie Fresh, man. All right.
Richie. All right. Good night, everybody.
Love you all, man.
Much love and
Respect.
respect to you all.